28th, running through September 3rd. I couldn't wait to do this weekly angel card reading because I was just doing my Saturday and Sunday, and I realized that these cards are actually very optimistic. I'm really looking forward to this week. I'm sensing a lot of changes, and I couldn't help but just want to do this video, so that's really nice. We're actually running into a lot of passion right now because we are in Leo, which is the lion, which is all about that fire and that passionate energy. So you should be feeling some of that, and if you're not focusing on passions, that's something you really want to focus on this upcoming week. I actually started writing a book like years ago. Kind of completed it, but really wanted to complete it in a way that I felt comfortable with. So again, that's something I'm passionate towards. So now this week I'm actually finally ready to get back into it. So again, dropping some of the old stuff and starting some new things is positive, but also again, if you want to pick up something old and bring it back in a new light or way, that's actually a very good energy for this week as well. I just want to mention a couple things. If you're interested in a personal reading, you could go onto robinsealing.com and get a personal reading. Also, I've been putting some links onto my Facebook page at Robin Sealing if you also want to check out some of those links if you're interested in any additional reading or videos, things like that that are helpful with some of this stuff. And you can also check me out on Instagram where I do a daily tarot card reading. So I just wanted to mention that. So be honest with yourself. This is, again, beginning of the week. It's all going to tie into the week at some point, but we're starting off with beginning closer to the end. So be honest with yourself. So I was saying that there's someone watching that needs a Reiki attunement. I've talked a lot about recently about clearing the old. I'm just feeling very strongly about someone, whether they've lost someone close to them or they feel that other people who have passed away are close to them. If this is you, then this is who I'm talking to, because it's like there's a presence with this person, but they're scared or confused. And so this is about getting more in touch with that aspect of yourself, because you may find that the spiritual is quite strong this week. But it may be hard to ignore. So what happens to people when they start getting into their spirituality is it happens because they're ready. Their spirit is ready to start shifting and changing, and they're ready to start listening to themselves. Again, it's out of their control. It's like all these things start happening and then they just fall into it. So again, if you're one of those people who are striving for the spiritual but nothing is really happening, it may mean that you have some more learning to do before you can really start tapping into your intuition, which is okay, because we have to clear ourselves, we have to clear our souls, we have to clear our spirit in order to start listening to what spirit is telling us, which is basically just messages falling into our intuition. So a lot of stress for some people, dealing with ourselves in a way that we may not want to is very difficult, because when we deal with our aspects of ourselves that we don't like, that means we need to change. And we're like, change? I'm fine just the way I am. So we're almost like living in a denial state sometimes. So we want to ask our angels or ask the universe, or put that energy out there as to what we want, because as soon as we say that we want something, that's exactly what happens. This is a law of attraction, so the power of positivity. So if you say, oh, I hate my hair, then that's the energy that you're putting out towards your hair. So your hair is not going to change or get any better. If you say, oh, I think I'm going to start working on making my hair healthier. I think I want to start attracting a better hairdresser. I think I want to try to find new hair products. And the next thing you find out, this is very basic, but next thing you find yourself in Winners looking for a shirt, and you end up in the hair section and you find the best product you could have ever found, and you said, well, I came in here for a shirt. But that's because that was what you were choosing to, that's what you were putting out there. So just making sure that we're putting the thoughts out that we want, and it's also making sure that we're putting out that energy and frequency that we want. So if you feel like your energy is low find ways to increase that vibration, and that vitality, bringing in more joy into your life. But also you're bringing up your spirit, bringing up your spirituality, your health. Health and wellness is like a huge one this week. I think we're all starting to shift and change, realizing that we want to be a healthier us. I think it's September 6th, we have another full moon, and I think, don't quote me on that, but and we're going into Virgo, I know that. And Virgo, they're a little more health conscious people. They really like nature and the outdoors, so you may find yourself wanting to walk more, educate yourself a little bit more as well. So just keep that in mind. So that's about being honest with yourself. That's about shifting and changing this week. So usually that's like Monday, Tuesday roughly. So you may find the beginning of this week you're actually getting off to a really great start. Or there are a lot of things that are triggering for you, maybe emotional responses, maybe some mental stuff that you're really struggling with. So really try to work through those things if you can earlier on in this week. Then we have midweek, so let's say Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, they'll probably all tie into each other, but life purpose. So again, this is what I was talking about, writing the book, doing the passions, finding the passions, a lot of action in the passion. So we want to let go of the past, and we want to really put all of our energy and time into the things that we love. And that will naturally shift you as well. So if you're one of those people that are really struggling right now, know that come Tuesday, even into Wednesday, you're going to find that's actually happening for you naturally, but you may find maybe Monday, it's some stuff may be coming up, so pay close attention to that. But life purpose is what you, not just what you desire to do, what you're meant to do. So that's probably why I was talking so much about the spirituality, because when we hear what we're supposed to do in our minds, when we hear that voice inside of our head saying, do it, or you don't want to hear the voice saying you can't do it, you want to hear the voice that says you can do it. And that also comes from being in a very positive, emotional and mental state. So if you feel like you're struggling emotionally or mentally, again, not so much physical, but emotional, mental, that's stuff that you need to clear this week, because we're really preparing ourselves. We're creating this little clean slate for new life come September. Like I was saying in this video or another video, mid-September, we're going to be dealing with some really positive new energy. So if you've been doing all this work throughout August, when all this, these eclipses and all this stuff was coming up, that comes up because we're literally like acknowledging like the sun and the moon. So the moon is our intuition, where logical stuff doesn't make any sense, and the sun is our optimism and our positivity. So when we can take our optimism and our positivity and apply it to our intuition and clear out the logical is just kind of sometimes just fear-based, we can really become a well-rounded whole person. And when we do that, we can really hear that intuition, and it will inspire us, or it will further us, it'll educate us, we'll just move up. Again, this is where life purpose comes in. It's about moving up. But if you're struggling with some of those changes, such as being negative, such as focusing on the logical, you may feel held back, you may feel tight. When I say tight, I mean closed off. Things are just a little more difficult than what they have to be, because trust me, we've all been going through it. We're still going through it. So you're not the only one. So just keep that in mind. You're not the only one. And so reaching out to others, through music that's coming through, even if you're by yourself listening to music, because you're still reaching out to others by listening to their music, but even going out to listen to some music as well, you may find that that is helpful. Okay, so we'll go with Thursday, Friday, Cupid, learning life lessons. I don't know why I feel like closing my eyes right now. So I'm hearing about shadow sides, dark sides, and so I've been talking a lot about this, but there's someone who has a lot of fear, and they're not acknowledging that they have a lot of help around them. So they have a lot of love around them, and they're focusing on the fear side of things. So I do this as well. If you believe in spirit, that spirit is around us. You know, we think that we want to see spirit and feel spirit, but when we start to feel spirit and we start to see spirit, our fear just jumps in. And this is again mental, because we change our mind very quickly when fear comes in. So that's what this card is talking about, someone who has a dark side to them, and that their dark side is them not accepting all the love and all the light around them. So keeping that in mind, I talked about closing off the heart previously, but this is different. This isn't about closing off the heart when you're dealing with a person to protect yourself. This is closing yourself off from life or from your true self, so you can find comfort in the cold. But you find comfort in the cold when there's a fireplace inside. So, and that's not accepting love. So self-love is really coming through Thursday. Again, it could be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Thursday's coming through. So knowing who you are as an individual, knowing your soul, that sort of thing. But a lot of warmth is coming through now. I'm feeling loved and hugged. So you have to feel the love in order to be loved. You have to feel love, because if we reject love, the people that love us are also, they also won't feel that it's reciprocated, and you can only love people who won't accept it for so long, right? It's just tiresome. So we want to give other people good energy by accepting their love, okay? And that's really hard for some people, because accepting in relationships with give and take, accepting can be very hard for some people. Some people will only give, but they won't accept. So acknowledging the positive exchanges between forgiveness is coming through really strongly as well. So you may find Thursday is a very therapeutic day. You may start off Monday just kind of like stuff's going on, and then Thursday you may really come into that. And hopefully you're the person that does receive the love. Because if you continue to reject it, you're going to find yourself in these places that exactly where you probably expect it to be. But shift that mental energy, put that positive energy out, expect to be somewhere better, okay? I'm working on that as well. So last card, this is our weekend card, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's supposed to be here, but for some reason Friday, Saturday is just coming through. So you're tying up loose ends. That's what I'm hearing next weekend. So again, it makes sense because we're finally getting into, I believe, Labor Day weekend. So tying up loose ends would make sense. A lot of people are going back to things. So this is also talking about greenery, lots of greens. So eating lots of healthy greens right now is really important for a lot of people. Connecting with animals, farm life is coming up. So wilderness is also coming through. So really escaping to the outdoors and eating healthy, but getting as much greenery around you as you can on the weekend, you'll find very beneficial, especially after the week that we're having. So do yourself a favor and get out on the weekend if you can. And I hope that you enjoyed that weekly reading. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all the love and support that I'm getting. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. You can also check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and I will leave the rest of my information below. I love you all. Bye.